Oh, Bob Menery?
Wait, you didn't hear it?
No.
I already played it.
I was waiting for you to start it. Well, we're off to a swimming start. Are we?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. I was waiting for you.
We'll do it live. What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to Keps Corner, weekly podcast going over this week's matchup.
I know what was wrong, Cap. I know what was wrong for some reason.
Was Howie Roseman in charge? What happened?
Howie was in charge. Let's do this again. Let's restart this. All right. I don't know why all of a sudden my mic kicked out and it had me on like a default. That's fun, but that's 2020. Let's try this again.
Hi, folks. Bob Menery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Howie Roseman drafted our producer. Good evening, everybody. Tuning in, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch. Keps Corner brought to you by All Campus OC, allcampusoc.com. They're a hat and apparel store located on the Ocean City Boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street. Head on over there. Allcampusoc.com. Use code Keps Corner for 15% off. Get something special for someone special in your life for Christmas. You know, Christmas is a couple weeks creeping up on us. It's going to be a different kind of Christmas this year, but still, get your apparel. You can use that code for 15% off. The show's off to a swimming start. It's probably going to get a little spicy like it did last week because week in and week out, we're talking about this Eagles football team that is in shambles right now. And I posed the question, and we'll start it off. Agree to disagree. We should just pack it in and look forward to next season and our draft position. Because let's face it, we start winning football games. Say we go on a tear, we start winning football games, winning division. We decrease our chances of getting a stud, and this team desperately needs a stud. Now that's not saying Howie Roseman will draft a stud or that they will draft a stud, but the way this football team is playing right now, Giants are playing really good football. I think they might win the division. They could win out. They've been playing really good ball. I don't know. I mean, they might not. They probably won't win out, but they're playing really good football right now. And their team is injured too. So, but that's the agree to disagree tonight poll question, whatever you want to call it. I posed a question as to just packing it in and looking forward to next season. And we'll get into talking about that too, because again, I was just joking about Howie Roseman drafting our producer. Howie Roseman has not had a good track record with this draft. I don't know what goes on in that war room and who says what and who's got the say, if he has full power over drafting or if Doug has any say or if anybody has any. They need a personnel guy. They really need a personnel guy. And I've seen all kinds of stuff on the internet this week talking about Louis Riddick and Eric Bieniemy and coaching change and Brett So, and I think I saw some earlier. I was laughing at it. I can't quite put my finger. I think one of the A2D guys shared it on Facebook, and I was laughing about it. I forget what it was. It may come to me as we go on. But Tom's joining me like he does every week. He's comfy. That looks like a very expensive, comfortable chair you're in tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how expensive it is, but it's definitely comfortable. feel like I'm on a king's chair. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm taking Howie Roseman's job.
We'll put him in the side of the building again.
Yeah.
It was funny because I watched the Super Bowl speech yesterday. I watched it live on Twitch for everybody that there was actually people that didn't know who Jason Kelce was and didn't know about the speech. So we watched the Super Bowl speech yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, can we put him back in the side of the building? Can we do that? But last week, ugly football. The offense was terrible. The defense showed up for a little bit. And like I've seen every week, like the defense will show up, they'll make some plays. We got 2 4th down stops in consecutive drives. I'm like, wow, okay. And then the offense can't move the ball, can't do anything, can't run the ball. Carson can't hit an open receiver. People dropping balls, penalties. It was ugly. And before you know it, the defense is like, all right, our boys, our offensive counterpart didn't show up again. Let's pack it in. It's just, and then, I turn the game off, and then I find out that we scored late and went for 2 so that we could cover the spread. And right away, everybody's, see, Vegas has its hands in football. Maybe Doug had some money on the game. Maybe Pete Rose was in the stands. I don't know. But something, I was like, then they covered the spread. Now, speaking of spreads, I think the Packers right now are 8.5 point favorites. Last year, they were 3.5 point, I think, when we were going in there on a Thursday night. I was actually there for that game. I traveled up to Wisconsin with the Green Legion, tailgated, and I was on the 50-yard line, 7 rows up, and got to witness that game. And that's probably the best game I've been a part of live. Well, no. I was in the vet. I was in the vet when we won the division, when we Quentin Michael tackled the Giants player at like the 5-yard line on a hook and ladder play. I remember that game. I was with my brother. I was in the Marine Corps. I was with my little brother. I witnessed that from the 700 level. But that was a good game last year. Can we go into Green Bay? Can we go into Lambeau? And Green Bay's playing Green Bay's a juggernaut right now. Aaron Rodgers is like Jordan Love. Who? Shut your mouths. I'm the quarterback of this team. He is on fire. Devontae Adams, their running back. I mean, their offensive line's playing. The defense is a little suspect. I think Darius Smith is questionable. But the way our offense is playing, the way the Eagles' offense is playing, that 8.5 looks pretty solid. I think that's a pretty good line. I wouldn't doubt the Packers win by 2 touchdowns, unless we can all of a sudden go into Lambeau and then all of a sudden the offense shows up. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but this it's getting hard. It's getting hard to talk Eagles football every week. It's getting tough. And last week the Eagles won the simulation against the Seahawks. We thought it was a sign of things to come, and lo and behold, it wasn't. But we did cover the spread. So if you did put some money on it, you won some money. Somebody, I think it was on ESPN. Somebody lost $500,000 off that 2-point conversion.
Oh, I would have drove to Philly.
$500,000. First of all, why are you even betting on the Eagles to begin with? So he deserved it. I'm not betting a soda on the Eagles. I'm not betting a Christmas ham. I'm not betting a pair of socks. I'm not betting nothing on the Eagles right now.
I put a couple Christmas hams on them last week. But, lucky. I got lucky. That's part of betting too. You get a little lucky. This week I would take him again. I would take him getting the 8.5.
You think you take him getting 8.5?
I would take him getting 8.5 because they usually play well in Lambeau for the most part. But,
that's true.
And the Packers' one weakness is something we usually do well, or at least attempt in December, and that's running the football. So, I mean, I'm hoping that common sense comes into play here this Sunday for Doug Peterson and his coaching staff, and they run the football. I'm not Mr. You got to run the ball all the time. I love throwing the football, and I think we all do. But in a game like this where that's their biggest weakness, you have to exploit it. And you have to try to let your backs almost win you this football game. What do they say, Cap, all the time? How do you beat guys like Aaron Rodgers? Russell Wilson and the likes, well, you keep them off the field. So, we got to run the football and take a little bit of a recipe that we used last year. And I think Jordan Howard's going to be active this Sunday.
He is.
Yeah, so he'll be active. I'm not sure what kind of role he'll have. I would assume. Nobody's really had a role out of the backfield. So
he knows the offense. It hasn't changed since last year.
Yeah, yeah. It might have got worse. It's actually easier from the pickup. He was like, "Oh, you guys cut your plays in half? Oh, nice."
There's a couple intangibles. We've got Zach Ertz is going to be back, so maybe Carson Wentz is going to be feeling it. He's going back home. Well, sort of going back home, but he's going to have. There might be people watching that are from that area and whatnot. He might. Who knows? Carson Wentz gets up for this type of game against Aaron Rodgers. He didn't play bad last year in that game in Lambeau. He had a couple touchdown passes. He had one to Goddard and one to Alshon. I think he had 4 touchdown passes, or 3 or 4, because I know he had that swing pass out of the backfield to Jordan Howard for touchdown. He had the one to Alshon and Goddard, but he had at least 3 that I know of for sure. I don't know if he had 4, but I'm for certain he had 3.
Oh, yeah, that was one of his best games, because remember we talked about that. I remember talking about it on A2D on how much of a statement game this was for Carson Wentz, and to go against a guy like Rodgers, a good football team at the time, and the Packers too, and to be able to go on the road and beat a guy like Rodgers and
in prime time, and
he did, because they ran the football. They were balanced, and not balanced 50-50, just like it was 55-45. But you can't, like, the play actions and all the crap they try to run. That stuff just doesn't work if you can't run it a little bit. And I think they really need to make a conscious effort that we're in December now and you're still somehow in this division to, like, hey, you got Jordan Howard back now. You actually have a 1-2-3 punch out of your backfield of guys who can run the football. Let's utilize these guys a little bit, right? Let's take a little pressure off of our quarterback instead of the opposite.
And the Packers defense was pretty good last year with the players they had. This year, not so much. They're missing Blake Martinez. They're missing some of those linebackers that played really well for the Packers last year defensively. Their secondary still, a little bit. Their secondary is decent. King and Savage, and they've got some young guys that can play some football in the secondary. We might be without Darius Slay. And if he does go, he's hurting. So DK Metcalf lit him up. And then to see all the stuff DK was saying after the game about he wants to make Philly pay every time he goes there for not drafting him. Philly could have been home. And then apparently good old Jim Schwartz told him before the game, yeah, you're being compared to Calvin Johnson, but you're not there yet, kid. Have you seen the comparison in the first 27 games of DK and Calvin's careers? DK's numbers are freaking astronomical compared to Calvin Johnson's. And I've said that. I've said he's like a Calvin Johnson, Terrell Owens-esque player. The size, the speed, the ability to go up and get the football, control his body, his strength. He's only going to get better, because compared, like, the first part of his rookie year, he was awful. He didn't have no hands. He couldn't go up and catch the ball. He couldn't high point the ball. He couldn't control his body. He couldn't do anything. And then from the second half of last year through this year, I say he's the best wide receiver in the league. I'm saying he's the best wide receiver in the league. He's surpassed. You could, DeAndre Hopkins, and I think Julio's taking a step back. Devontae Adams is playing out of his mind. So if we don't have Darius Slay, and even if we do have Darius Slay, he's not going to be 100%. So who knows how many balls Devontae Adams is going to catch?
Yeah, I got you the injury report right here. So Slay he was limited practice Thursday, limited practice Friday. He's questionable, but Zadarius Smith for the Packers was limited practice on Thursday, did not practice today. He is questionable.
He's a questionable.
So we'll see how that plays out. That's probably just a wait.
The only guy for us that is out is Rudy Ford, who's just a safety special teams guy. So I think Fletcher has something wrong with his neck. There's a couple other guys just banged up. We're past the halfway point of the year, so guys are banged up. I don't know. I don't know what the offensive line is going to look like again. Hopefully Jordan Howard can come in and we're going to run the ball and we can run the ball. Doug's got to establish a run game. There's no doubt about it at this point. He's got to establish a run game. Maybe with Ertz being back, Carson loves looking for Ertz. So maybe Carson will be a little more at ease and have a little bit more confidence in knowing that he can throw the ball to Zach and he'll get open. And we'll still have Goddard will be on the field. We'll have 2 tight end sets again. But I mean, Richard Rodgers has been playing really good football, so I don't know how you can take him off the field with how well he's been playing. So, hell, we might even see 3 tight ends on the field on Sunday. Who the hell knows?
Well, I mean, listen, they did a lot of that last year when they really wanted to run the football. So, I mean, why not? Why not? There, to be honest with you, your 3 tight ends are your I don't want to say your best playmakers, but they've been your most consistent weapons. I mean, Ertz hasn't been this year because he hasn't came to play. But, Goddard, when he's been on the field, and Richard Rodgers have made plays. So, I mean, why not run some 3 tight end sets and get creative and do some different things and play action out of them sets? So, I mean, I'm excited about getting Zach Ertz back because I would hope that he has a bad taste in his own mouth from his own actions earlier on in the season, and that he would want to get that taste out of his mouth and to get paid. I would hope some reflection sets in too, and you look yourself in the mirror and say, well, the only way I'm going to get paid what I want is by producing. And if it's not here, it's going to be somewhere else. So hopefully his wife, who's smart enough, I would think, and is a great athlete, can put that in his head a little bit. Like, you can't go about it that way. And we all get emotional because it's an organization that drafted him. He wants to be here. He feels disrespected. I get it. But you got to come play for the guy next to you. So hopefully he does.
I think he is. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. And I think he's taking this time to reflect a little bit, and he's going to come in, on fire, and he's going to want to play hard and whatnot. But I still think that this might be his last year in an Eagles uniform. So maybe he's playing for a contract somewhere else. Mm-hmm. He's one of the best tight ends in the league when he's healthy and when he's playing, when he's on the field. There's no doubt about it. He's gotten better at blocking. He's gotten better at running routes. He's consistently gotten better each and every year. And I don't know what it was this year. The contracts and money make professional athletes do some suspect things. And I didn't think it would come from him, but I honestly look for Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard was not utilized well in Miami. He did not get the ball a lot. They didn't. So he's coming in fresh. We got a fresh running back. And do we see Boston Scott on the field much, or is it going to be Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard? It worked last year. It worked quite a few games last year with that 1-2, and that is a definite 1-2 punch. You got the speed and shiftiness of Miles Sanders, and you got the north-south bruising runner that Jordan Howard is. And I couldn't believe we were talking. I think we talked about it a few weeks ago, but Jordan Howard is only 26 years old.
Yep.
20. It feels like he's been in the league 20 years.
I know, hasn't it?
I had no idea he was 26 years old. And I was one of those fans that wanted to keep Jordan Howard. I was sad to see him go because of how well he played for us last year when he actually got the football.
And then he was hurt, remember? He was hurt like every week was like, oh, this week he'll be back. And then he never came back. And like, no, he's coming back this week. No, maybe next week. And he never came back for us. Probably the reason they let him go. But Kep, you said 26 years old. Before this,
one of the best backs in the league after contact.
Yep, leads the league in yards after contact. Well, did. And the really thing he's underrated at is a good pass blocker. And that's important for this football team that's got an offensive line that's banged up too. So hopefully they use him, and it's just not, we're going to activate you and we're going to continue. I have no problem with some, Boston Scott on the field for 10 snaps. You know what I mean? Because I think that there's a role there. But hopefully they put the ball in the belly of these two a little bit on Sunday.
We got to do something because it doesn't get any easier. The schedule gets tougher until we hit the last 2 games where we got Washington and New York. We've got the Packers, then we've got the Saints. I mean, it does get any easier. I don't know if, the Saints, Taysom Hill is awful. I think that goes to show you that football is a business, because they just don't want to have to pay Jameis Winston an extra $1 million. They're willing to put Taysom Hill under center so they don't have to pay somebody an extra $1 million in incentives for playing time.
Is that
if you're Jameis Winston, how do you feel about that? You're looking at this guy and you're like, yeah, last year I threw 800 interceptions, but I'm better than this guy. And they don't want to give me an extra. You know what? Keep it. Keep the mill. Let's go draw something else. Like, keep the mill. I want to play football. So I don't know. I don't even know if Drew Brees will be ready for that game. So we would, if they don't have Drew Brees, then, I give us a fighting chance. They give us a fighting chance to beat the Saints. Plus it being in Philly, a little cold weather. So maybe it's a little cold. But if Drew Brees is back, forget it. Drew Brees is back, forget it. And we knew this stretch because with the Seahawks, now we've got the Packers, then the Saints, right? What's the schedule looking like? There's another game in there, right?
Oh, I got you. Cardinals are in there somewhere.
The Cardinals, right? The Cardinals, which they're playing great football. That team, Kyler Murray is ridiculous. DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, they're just playing good football too. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. They make the playoffs. I think they make the playoffs. It's going to be, obviously Seattle's going to win that division, but I think the Cardinals get in with a wild card, and they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs because Kyler Murray is electric. He's fun to watch. I want something fun. I want something fun to watch. I want something fun to watch tomorrow, and I want to watch somebody that plays for the Eagles. I want somebody on our team to be fun to watch.
That's
I don't know.
To the poll because I want them to compete. I want some of these young kids to show. Like, we played a little game of like guys under 26 that we would keep in terms of like an expansion draft last night, right? And it's hard. It's slim pickings, Kep. You know what I mean? It's not a lot to choose from. Like, you can make a case for maybe 5 guys under 26. That's not good enough.
No.
So at the end of the day, I hope that some of these guys who haven't had good years, like complete years, Miles, Rager, the list goes on of guys, that show promise, and maybe we can win a couple football games to at least feel like better about ourselves, so we don't feel like it's a complete train wreck, regardless what direction we go in this offseason. That we don't feel like, there's nothing positive on this roster to build around. So, like, I want Carson to play better. I want, even if we're not winning games, like, it'd be nice to win some games because it solves a lot of problems, right? Like, if they could somehow figure out a way to win this game on Sunday, which is a tall task, okay, it solves a lot of issues inside that locker room for a minute. It just calms it down. This team needs a calm down. They need their, They need their best effort this Sunday. But I want guys to play well, and that's why I'll disagree to the poll, because I want to see some growth in a shitty season at this point.
I just wanted to see the back and forth because I didn't know, it's hard getting the temperature of this fan base right now. I think a lot of us are dejected. We didn't think this was going to happen. We thought this was easily our division to win, even if the Cowboys had Dak under center. We thought it was our division to win. And Carson was fun to watch. Can he be fun to watch at times? Yes. But the way he comes off the field, his body language and stuff, like, you just don't, the way he does interviews now, the way he does press conferences, and I know it's not the same because they're doing them through, Zoom or whatever they're doing. There's no, like, it's different, but you can just tell there's just something's not right. And there was a lot of plays against the Seahawks where he was designed to run the football, whether it was a QB draw or an option and that man won't slide. He'll run through people. He'll run over people. He'll dive around them. He'll dive over top of them. I mean, he looks like he wants to play football, but then as soon as something doesn't go his way, you just see just like the air come completely out of him. The one bright spot again is Alex Singleton. I didn't know who the hell the guy was until a few weeks ago, and that man is playing out of his mind on defense. That's a guy that I'll definitely take him over Nathan Gary. He can definitely play some linebacker for us. It looks like he's going to be, he's made his case to be on this roster, past just this season as a fill-in guy off the practice squad and because of injuries. But I want them to win, right? I want them to win, but at what cost? I mean, the draft is kind of deep, but there's so many needs on this team. Plus we're in cap hell. We're in cap hell. So I know Howie Roseman is a mastermind when it comes to the cap and stuff like that. Like maybe he can finagle some more stuff from the Dolphins and fleece the Dolphins some more, like he's done before, or fleece the Browns or the Vikings or somebody. He's gonna have to come up with something because of the cap situation. Guys wanting out. Ertz. I think Ertz wants out. And Alshon's not going to be here. I don't think Alshon's definitely not going to be here past this year. I don't think. So Howie Roseman has got some major decisions to make come the offseason, and I don't know. And who the hell knows if he might even be already thinking about the offseason. He might even be looking over his shoulder and saying, "Am I even going to be here next year?" And we talked about that. A lot of us agree, myself included. I think they deserve one more year. I think him and Doug deserve one more year. Jim Schwartz doesn't.
Too? You think he does too?
I think he does too. I don't think Jim Schwartz does. Get his ass out of here. Get him out the building.
In this role, though, like full control of player personnel. Like you think he?
No. I don't know. No, I'll take it back. Not personnel. Somebody needs to come in like a Louis Riddick, somebody that knows NFL talent. Not always a great guy. Like, no. I need some football players. I want some talent. I don't want a J.J. Arcega-Whiteside drafted. I don't want. Again, Jalen Reagor has shown flashes. Okay, he can get open. He can catch the football, but please, no more slot guys that can't get off man press. Just stop with Deshaun Jackson. Obviously, we love him, but that was a bad decision, and I figured that too. Like it was one little injury because of how brittle he is. It's been nagging, and then all of a sudden he's done for the year again. I mean, I'm at wit's end with Howie Roseman, but I think with the injuries and we discussed it last week, it's been 3 years now. It's been 3 years now where guys get injured, team finds a way to win some games, backdoors into the playoffs. They're playing good football. We won a Super Bowl the first year, and then it happened with the Saints, and then it happened, last year's with the Seahawks. And if Carson doesn't get injured that game, who the hell knows? Because Josh McCown was playing his ass off. We had a chance to win that game with Josh McCown at quarterback. So I don't want to get my hopes up because say we go on a roll, right? Say we go on a roll and we end up winning the division. Chances are we're playing the Rams or the Buccaneers. We could beat the Bucs. I think we could definitely beat the Bucs. But the Rams, they'd probably come in here and blow the doors off us. But I'll take my chances with the Bucs in the first round. Win a first round playoff game. But me, I'm like there's no moral. Like it's Super Bowl or nothing. Like okay, you won the division. Cool, congratulations. Oh, you want a wild card game. Okay, cool. What are you like? And now we're picking way later in the draft, and we need help. We need offensive linemen. We need linebackers. We need playmakers. Jason Peters is done. We need a guard. There's so many things that this team needs that. And then again, you talk about the cap. There's so many needs on this team, and then we're going to be in cap hell. And Howie Roseman has got to do. That's what he should do. He should sit in his office, give personnel to somebody else, give personnel duties to somebody else, and you get out your calculator and you look at contracts and you figure out what the hell we can do to get some players on this team and surround your franchise quarterback. Surround your quarterback that we all know is not. I think he is good enough, but he's not as good as guys like Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees or these guys that can play above the deficiencies of the team. I think Carson Wentz is very capable. He's shown I don't forget that he was the MVP of the league until he got hurt against the Rams. I don't forget that. He definitely has the tools. But there's so many things that have happened since then that he might not be all there. He might not be all there mentally.
Well, you know what's funny, Kep? This is the same conversation we had the same time last year. This is where guys' heads need to be. This is where guys need to be held accountable. Okay, like Howie Roseman needs to be held accountable. Like we had the same conversation last year, how we need this player around him. We need these kind of players around him. And all we did this all season was go and add speed and try to address it. And it, as of right now, it doesn't look great. But this is just I can't even think about a playoff game of any sort until they win a game, because that's how bad it's been. Like it went from me believing like, oh, you know what, just win this division, get in the dance, anything can happen. Now it's like, man, you need to win a game. Like, and not just against Washington or Dallas. Like you have 3 tough games up right now in Green Bay, the Saints, and then the Cardinals. That's 3 tough games. All right. If you even want to be like relevant at all, you win 2 out of 3 of them games. And that's where toughness comes in. And we'll see. But, if they want me to like believe in them at all, that's what they got to do. Or at least play 100 times better. Because like I said, to the poll, I know Mike Parker said he doesn't know which way to to go. He's torn, on which way he hopes this team goes. And I was torn last night. We had a similar conversation. And that's when I was like, you know what? Good organizations hit first round picks. It doesn't matter where you're picking at. So I can't be begging for top 5 all the time, because I watch plenty of organizations in the top 5 stay there all the time and don't get better. So it's not a guarantee you're going to get better. So I want to see the guys that are on NFL rosters right now that are supposed to be some of our future. They got to play better. And they got to show that they're impactful enough to be on this roster going forward. Because if not, then we have a lot more holes than we thought we did. And that's where I stand on it.
It's attributed to the organization, that locker room. And you think I want to give Doug one more year. But if they pack it in, right? If Doug can't get these guys to play, does Jeffrey Lurie be like, all right, you need to get these guys up to play? Like, say they just come out and lay a complete egg. Like, it just doesn't look like they want to play. They're not playing hard. They're not. That's on the coach. That's partly on the coach. It's partly on the coach. And then Jeffrey Lurie will be like, all right, you didn't get these guys. You still have a shot at the division. You still have something to play for. It's not like you're completely dead yet. Mathematically, you're still alive for the division, which is insane at 3-7, and 3-7-1, which is, it's absolutely insane that you're still alive for the division. And you probably could win the division, because the Giants are terrible, the Redskins are terrible, the Cowboys are terrible. We're all terrible. I get so sick of hearing NFC East fans talk about winning the division. Like, cool, we'll win the division. Like, it just feels like I'm giving you a participation trophy. Like, you're the kid on the T-ball team that got a trophy at the end of the year, and you didn't do nothing. So I want to see what these guys are going to do. They're professional athletes, are grown men. They got pride. Do they come out and do they play well? Do they want to fight? And this Dillon guy, he must be a Giants fan. I don't know what you're watching. Evan Ingram stinks.
You don't have a
Saquon Barkley hasn't played. He's injured. Daniel Jones has shown flashes. The Giants' own line stinks.
He's out for like at least a few weeks, if not longer. You have Colt McCoy, Dylan. I mean, listen, we're all in bad shape here. I mean, nobody's good. Like, nobody in this division should be like excited. I mean, maybe Washington and Giants fans should be excited, I guess, because you guys aren't used to even like winning the division. So, in recent years, so yeah, you guys should be excited.
Yeah, I again, that could be. It's so tough talking Eagles football. And I love talking Eagles football, but there's really not many bright spots to talk about.
Well, here you go, Kev. Let's do that.
I want them to win. Like, I don't want them to lose. But I'm just thinking in terms of the future. Like, do guys even like? The highest level I've ever played at is college. I played college baseball. That's it. So these guys are at another level. They're getting paid millions of dollars. Do they even do they think about that? Do they come out of that tunnel and, all right, here we are. Let's go play some football. Let's be an athlete. Let's be a pro athlete. Let's be a pro athlete and go win a football game. And so I want to see the effort. And if the effort isn't there, then we were talking about it is the lack of effort on the coach. I don't think it is predominantly. You're a grown man. Go play football. Like you don't, if you don't go out there and play 100%, chances are you get hurt too. If you're out there, just going through the motions, chances are you're going to get hurt. But I think right now, like Doug has got to be a leader of men. Like we said, we know he's a leader of men. He led them to a Super Bowl when they were down and out and injuries and everything else. So can he be a leader of men right now and get this football team up to go play the Green Bay Packers? And then week after week, can he get them up? Like just continue like week to week. Don't think past this season because I don't know if they think past this season or not. If they're looking over their shoulders, if their job, and if you're looking over your shoulder and you think your job is in jeopardy, that's when it's time to get some gumption, and that's when it's time to grab yourself, check downstairs, see if you got any, and go out and fight for your job. Go out and fight for the guy next to you, and go out and win a football game.
We've been waiting for that all year. I mean, all year I've been talking about resilient group. They're always resilient. Doug's tough. He's a great players coach. Gets the most out of his guys. Gets them ready to play every Sunday. Man, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that Sunday to happen. You know what I mean? I'm really waiting for that Sunday to happen. Hopefully it's this Sunday where it's like, okay, this is a little bit of the football team we maybe expected to see. I mean, I don't know how much longer, because if not, the city's going to burn down, man. If we get our doors blown off Sunday, you might as well just start burning it down around here.
I definitely think Carson is the guy. And we leading up to the Seahawks game, there was this buzz about Jalen Hurts got more reps and then Doug came out and said, no, it's been the same. It's been the same. Like even and you know how the media, you know how the Philadelphia media is not, I mean, Philadelphia media is brutal. It's just, but you see, they want to throw a wrench in there. They want to give something that's not really there. They need clicks. They need, so, and we saw it. We did see Jalen Hurts on the field for the first time without Carson Wentz on the field. And I think he threw like a 3 or 4 yard out route to, I forget. I think it might've been Alshon, and he come right off the field. So, and we know Jalen Hurts, has a limited knowledge of the playbook, but when Jalen has been in there, he looks comfortable. Obviously he's a football player. He wants to be out there. So Jalen, I don't know, man. It's just it's so tough. You're thinking, a lot of people, I was talking about it today with somebody about how Carson Wentz has gone through a lot, the Nick Foles stuff, and then them, shutting him down. Nick Foles 2 years in a row, shutting him down after that because of his back, and then Nick Foles leading the team to the playoffs, and then them drafting Jalen Hurts, and he didn't come out like Aaron Rodgers, like everybody in Green Bay too was like, oh, the Packers drafted Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers should watch out. Look over his shoulder. And Aaron Rodgers has come out this year and played at MVP caliber, is playing MVP caliber football. Carson Wentz didn't do that. He hasn't done that. So, again, I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to want them to win. It's going to be, and this whole year is tough too, man. You don't know a player's psyche with not playing in front of fans, with not, playing in Philadelphia, man. Part of the allure of playing in Philadelphia is to play in front of us.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been any of that. So
no home field advantage. What I will say to you about Jalen Hurts is, at that point, I think we had like we had negative yards before he threw that pass. And then we ended up with I think we were like +4 in yards at that point. That's how atrocious our offense was.
And he threw a good ball.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad ball at all. It wasn't. Brendan, you call in. Brandon, call in next Friday again. That's when we do our call-ins, Friday night.
Here's Marquise. Marquise, what do you want the Eagles do tomorrow? Marquise, what do you want the Eagles do tomorrow? Jordan Howard carried the ball 45 times, right? Oh,
Brandon, that's not Chrome. That's Cap. Tom. Chrome's not on this show, brother.
No, I'm Kep. This is This is our fourth show?
Fifth?
Fourth? The new show, 7 to 9 Saturdays. and we'll lead into that. It's called Keps Korner. I am Kep. I'm a partner and Twitch streamer over on Twitch. I stream Madden for a living. Yeah, I get paid to play video games. Be jealous. I would be if I were you.
Mm-hmm.
But they called me in. We do this show, and it's being brought to you by All Campus OC. They are a hat and apparel store on Ocean City Boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street. Also have an online store, allcampusoc.com. Use code Keps Korner for 15% off your hats and your T-shirts. Tom, I need to get one of those Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia shirts. I do.
Yeah. Head over to PhillyDrinkers.com.
PhillyDrinkers.com.
PhillyDrinkers.com. Here's the thing right here. I don't know if it's still 25% off right now. I don't know if he's still running that sale over there for Black Friday. He was running it for a little bit. We got that, and then we just got an ugly sweater one too.
I saw that. I saw the ugly sweater.
So that'll be cool. But yeah, all PhillyDrinkers.com. You guys can everybody can get all that merch out there that's listening, and everybody that needs their hats, man. It's time.
Yeah, but Eagles need to run the ball. There you go, Marquise. It wouldn't be a Keps Korner or an A2D show without you talking about running the football. And let's be honest. Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard. We talked about it earlier.
My bad. I thought he was telling you to run the ball in Madden. That's what I thought he was saying. I misread that. That's great.
No, I don't run the ball in Madden. I refuse to run. Nobody wants to watch people run the ball constantly on Twitch playing Madden. I throw the ball about 80% of the time. So, but Jordan Howard, I'm 99.9% sure that I've read that Jordan Howard's going to be active. And he's fresh. He's healthy. We're gonna pound the rock. I think we're gonna pound the rock tomorrow. And we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. I'm calling it now. We're winning tomorrow. And if we come back if we come on this show next week, and we lost by 27, I'm gonna say Tom told me to say we were gonna win. Tom told me.
Oh, you probably heard me throughout the week. I'm on enough goddamn shows. Hard to miss me. So, I mean,
I did hear you saying that you have a sneaky suspicion this game feels weird, you said.
It's a weird one. It's every party says the doors are getting blown off Sunday. Every party you're going to wake up Sunday, you're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and you're going to say, Rodgers is going to throw for 500 and maybe 5 touchdowns. We might lose by 40. Right, like every bit of you, because how good the Packers looked the last time out against the Bears and how bad we looked against Seattle. And then all that being said, we come out, it's December, Doug runs the football, and we hang in the game, and maybe a late field goal by the much maligned Jake Elliott for like a win. And we sneak out of Lambeau with a win, and everybody's running around the city again with hope. That's how,
yeah. They bring us back in just a little bit. That's what it seems like every single year. And they brought back Jordan Howard. Miami released him, and then we brought him back and put him on the practice squad. He wasn't active last week, but they're having him active this week. It's just something about those Bears guys. Alshon always plays good against the Packers. Jordan Howard always plays good against the Packers. So it's just something about those Bears guys. And then to touch on Jake Elliott, when he missed that extra point last week, I was like, is another game between the Eagles and Seahawks going to end 17-9?
Right.
So it seems like every game we played them the last, however many times we played them over the years, it always ends 17-9. And then I said I couldn't believe they went for that 2-point conversion. I was dying. And
I can't believe he didn't kick the field goal when we were down 11.
Oh, yep.
I can't believe he straight face doesn't kick that field goal like that. Like I said, after the game, I'm like, yo, that's a fireable offense. Like in the moment, that's almost a fireable offense. Like, who are you? Your offense can't even score 20 points, and you're going to try to think you're going to get a touchdown out of it? No,
taking points off the board.
Yeah, take the 3. Your defense has played well most of the game, so hope they can get another stop, which they did. And then next thing you know, you actually have a chance driving the field at the end of the game. Instead of you going for a backdoor cover.
And I think at this point, when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, I expect it. I expect him to go for it on 4th and 5. I expect him to go for a 2-point conversion when you don't need a 2-point conversion. I expect him to go for it when you're in field goal range. And maybe he didn't have any confidence in Jake Elliott, but then what's that saying to your kicker? What's that saying? Like 90% of kicking is mental. Ask what's his name, Pat McAfee, or ask these kickers. They'll tell you it's not particularly very tough to kick a football, but it's mental. 90% of kicking is mental. And if you're not there between the ears, look at guys that have been amazing kickers, and all of a sudden, like mentally, like look at Gostkowski. He was one of the best kickers in history, and now he's missing kicks left and right because his confidence is shot. You know, you miss a few kicks here and there. You miss a big kick once or twice, and then all of a sudden you're between your ears is shot, and then all of a sudden you can't kick the football through the uprights. You know, it happened to Cody Parkey. Cody Parkey was a phenomenal kicker. He was a Pro Bowl kicker for us, and then all of a sudden he gets death threats because he's from Chicago. Nonetheless, he's getting death threats from Bears fans because he can't kick a field goal. So. And then Jake Elliott has been a really good kicker for us. He's missed one. He's missed a couple the past couple weeks, and then he missed that extra point. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And then for us to be in field goal range and not kick that field goal, what are you saying to your kicker? You know, that you don't trust him to kick that field goal.
What are you saying to your GM too? Who signed him to a bunch of money that was probably premature as well. So I mean. You know, you're right. The kickers, it all comes down to the mental side for these guys. And when they lose it, they lose it. And some guys can get it back. It's like a reliever in baseball. Some guys can get it back. Some guys don't. You know, when you talk about Jake Elliott, man, I mean, I'm paying you a lot of money. I need you to re-find it. I need you to find it. And I think it stems back to the Bengals game. You know, maybe you don't kick a 68-yard field goal, right, or whatever the heck it was. But you at least go for it on 4th and 18.
Yeah.
You never play for the tie. So at least kick it. I mean, the year you won a Super Bowl, you made a 63-yarder and it changed your whole season. So you never know. I mean, he probably won't make it. But
it was against the Bengals. We were tied. Maybe Donovan McNabb had his hands in that, and then no, it could end in a tie. Who knows?
Imagine if an athlete said that nowadays. Oh my God. With social media, like he got almost away with it. He almost got away with that statement in a way.
All-pro quarterback didn't know you could play to a tie.
Yeah. Is that new? Is that new? I've never heard of that. Is that a new one? You can't. I thought it was like college. I thought you just kept going.
And let's this Dylan guy, man. I don't know. He might be having some eggnog tonight. I don't know what's going on with this Dylan guy. But Miles Sanders is a very good running back. He's a very he's talking about wanting to win MVP, and the kid wants to win. The kid wants to play football. The kid is a hell of an athlete. You no longer hear, Saquon's backup, because he's made a name for himself. He should have won Rookie of the Year last year. Without a doubt, he should have won Rookie of the Year last year. The way he helped the Eagles down the stretch and win the division, and the way he was playing, he should have won Rookie of the Year. I'm not being biased. He should have won Rookie of the Year. But is he an MVP type of guy? Saquon's just a different animal. Saquon's a different animal. So am I taking him over Saquon? Probably not. No, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably taking Saquon over Miles. But Miles has showed flashes, and he's coming back healthy. This will be his 3rd game back, after being on the shelf for a little while. And he's got Jordan Howard, and he's got and somebody said, Doug and Carson both said in their press conferences that they've got a unique, or what was it? What was the word that they used? A dynamic game plan. A dynamic game plan for Green Bay. What does dynamic game plan mean in Doug Peterson's playbook?
24 points. Ryan, you think he's top 10 right now with Sanders? Or are you telling me not yet? Because I don't know if he is. Like, if you would ask me last year, I would have told you, yep. But this year, he's regressed. So, I mean, he's outside of it. There's a lot of good backs in this league. A lot of good backs who can run the football. Right now, Miles Sanders is not. I mean, I don't know if you're saying that or just you probably. I think you said not yet too. Yeah, you did. So, top 18. Yeah, Dylan, I would say top 18.
Yeah, I mean, there's 32 teams in the league. I would hope he's 18.
Geez. I would say he's like 15. I mean, I'd have to go through all the backs, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying, I would say he's like 15. He's middle of the pack. I don't know. I can't put him higher than that right now.
I don't know that, and I don't know that they're utilizing him right. I don't know that he's. Last year he was a heck of a lot better pass catcher than he's been this year. He's dropped some easy balls this year, but a staple of a Doug Peterson offense, like you can say, obviously Doug Peterson is from the Andy Reid coaching tree. Andy Reid was known for screens. How many screens have we ran this year? We do not have a screen game.
Like 4.
We do not have a legit screen game, and that can be, a play call that can define an offense. Like to be able to, in a single drive, be able to run, 1 or 2 screenplays that go for a good chunk of yardage. I think Miles Sanders is more of a screen back than he is, a pass catcher. And I think last year was an anomaly with his pass catching ability on wheel routes and swing passes out of the backfield. Let's not forget that he had probably arguably one of the best running backs in NFL history that's able to catch the ball out of the backfield, and Darren Sproles teaching him how to do it too. And Darren Sproles isn't there anymore. So maybe he's taking a step back from that because, who knows? Who knows what type of role Darren Sproles played in Miles Sanders' ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and run routes.
Can I say
it doesn't even look like he's running really good routes out of the backfield either.
No, it looks like he's running weird ones. Dylan, I think other people have said they're not using him right. I mean, I'll say this again. He's been hurt. And he's missed games. So I think he's missed at least 3 games. I could be wrong. Maybe another one, but at least 3. And then he's fumbled at least 4 times. So it's like, I mean, using him right and him not being healthy for a few games, which happens. But then when he is, like, yeah, he's explosive. We already knew that. But like he's running into the same issues he had at Penn State, which is call from the football up. You can't call the football up in this league because that's what gets you cut from teams. Like, Barry Sanders, if he caught the football up, wouldn't have been Barry Sanders. Emmitt Smith, if he caught the football up all the time, wouldn't have been Emmitt Smith. Tiki Barber had a big fumbling issue and wasn't really considered that all-around back until he really stopped it and slowed it down. And it became something that was talked about year in, year out. And the same thing with Carson Wentz. Like that's why you lose games. That's why it's got to be talked about. Carson can't turn the football over. Miles can't turn the football over. You guys are my 2 best offensive players. You're supposed to be my best 2 offensive players. I'm building my whole offense around you 2. You guys got to clean. Them 2 got to clean it up together. So I'm really putting my eyes are really focusing on them 2, Cap, the next couple weeks here to see if they can like give me some hope for the future, right?
I mean, obviously they're our future. Carson's not going anywhere. They showed the graphic of what it would cost. They're not cutting Carson Wentz. Like, people need to stop with this, and no one's trading for him. I don't think anyone's trading for him. Not with that contract. There's no way. There's no way. He's here. He's gonna be here. He's the quarterback of the future. Miles Sanders is gonna be here. He's the running back of the future. And from Miles Sanders' first few games last year, where he would just run east and west, he wouldn't get north and south. He does a hell of a lot better job now running north and south, finding the holes, making one cut, making guys miss. Last year he was just into dancing, not hitting the hole. He just didn't run until the second part of the year when he finally, came into his own and started running the ball the way an NFL running back should run the ball. He figured out that, I'm not faster than all these guys. I'm not in college anymore. Now I got to run a little differently.
He did a good job of putting his foot in the ground
right
as the year went along, and really started to work himself upfield a lot more than he was earlier on in the year. You're 100% right. So he did grow. With
who?
I said he did grow. Like, he was growing.
Oh yeah.
He was growing as a running back. Listen, guys have bad years. It just seems like all our guys are having them at the same time.
And again, I think a lot of it is between the ears. I really do. You can tell body language and press conferences and you can just tell. You can just tell something's not clicking. It's just not. Like, I don't know if they're just gonna everything's gonna start clicking again these last few games, and they put it together and they go on a run. But it's tough. It's gonna be tough. They're not playing no cupcakes till they get to Washington and Dallas again. So, we said it last week. They laid down against the Browns. And then we said, okay, do they show up? We're just waiting. We keep saying it week in and week out. Is this the week they show up? Yeah. And I don't see why not. It's against the Packers. It's against Aaron Rodgers. And, You know, I know darn well they're in the back of their minds is like, we went in there last year, Thursday night. We were down. We battled back. We won that football game. It was a complete football game, both defensively and offensively. Again, different time, different, the Lambeau's not going to be rocking with fans and, and it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough to be a professional athlete to go into a big stadium like that and play in front of nobody. And to know that you're playing in front of nobody. I don't care how much noise they can pump into them speakers and how much artificial noise and crowd noise. You're not playing in front of anybody. Like it's gotta be psychological for a lot of those guys. It's gotta be. So I don't know. I look for a big game. Well, I want to see this dynamic game plan. Do they throw in a couple counters? Do we see a few different formations? I want to. After this game, I've heard them say dynamic game plan. After this game, I want to see how dynamic this game plan is. Like they put in a whole new. Like, is there a whole new playbook?
Why are you
a whole new set of formations?
Why are you doing this to me right now? Why are you doing this to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna do. Like I didn't hear this, and now I'm hearing this, and now I know what's gonna happen. Now we'll score 10. You know what I mean? We'll walk out with 10 with a dynamic game plan, and we're gonna hear this for a whole week. How like they can't get anything right. Oh my God, this is how this season's going. It's great.
I don't know.
Where's it been the first 12 weeks?
Maybe Doug really just locked himself at home in the closet and like mad scientist. Like we're gonna see flea flickers and reverse passes and all kinds of crazy stuff. Who the hell knows? We're gonna see Fletcher Cox at fullback. And they're just in the power eye, just run the ball straight up the middle with Jordan Howard with Fletcher Cox at fullback, or my Lotta at fullback, and just running through people. But part of what we do on this show every week is we use Madden 21. There's a lot of talk about Madden 21 right now. You got the new gen consoles come out, the PS5, the Xbox One, the Series X or whatever it's called. And there's a lot of talk about how awful next gen Madden is right now. It's an unfinished game. I am still on current gen. I have a PS4 Pro, so you're not going to see any of that stuff. But if any of you guys are playing Madden on the new gen consoles, I'm pretty sure you can attest to that with how different the game is and feels and looks with the new gen consoles. But we're going to be simulating. That's what we do.
Does it look good?
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good, but as far as like the fluidity, the player movement and stuff like that, they're using next gen stats. They're trying to make it a more authentic football game. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because we play video games, it's a video game, right? It's an arcade, it's a video, it's like, so there's quite a large portion of the Madden community, at least that I know, because I've been around it for so long. And I've been around it on Twitch for so long, that there's a large portion of the community that does not like it right now. So
interesting.
Who knows? But I'm on current gen, so we'll be part of the second half of this show. We take the opponent that the Eagles will be playing, which is the Green Bay Packers. I go in and I finagle the rosters, which I didn't have to do too much of that this week with the injury reports. I've had to take out some guys because I haven't updated the rosters yet. I had to take out Lane Johnson. I had to take out somebody else. Either way, I've got the rosters. They don't have Jordan Howard on this roster update for some reason. I don't know why. But so the Eagles will not have Jordan Howard in this game. But we're going to simulate the game. We're going to do 6-minute quarters. 6-minute quarters. Going to be in Lambeau. It's going to be the Eagles versus the Packers. I'm going to commentate over the game. We'll talk to the chat. We'll answer questions. And Tom is probably going to ask people to predict the score. The Eagles won last week. The last week's simulation was it 21-7? 21-6? I think it was 21-6.
What did we do quarter-wise last week? 6?
It was 6 minutes.
Did we give them 7 this week? Is that not enough time? Would that take us right to an hour?
It should.
Or we can do 6. Whatever the people want. I feel like 4, right? I feel like we heard that last week. Could have just been me. I hear a lot of stuff on here. What do you guys want? 6 or 7, and then you guys make your predictions. If you nail the Madden simulation, you get $100 $100 free A2D merch. So you just got to nail the Madden simulation. That's all you got to do. Predict the score. Type it in the comments. We'll see them all. Screenshot your own scores as well, and we'll get you rolling.
What time we playing tomorrow?
4:25, I believe.
All right. What's the forecast? Anybody know?
I can look. John Coyle texted me, all campus, Ocean City, New Jersey. They will do $50 gift certificate for the correct score as well.
Oh, okay, John. I'll see you.
Get some hats, fam. I'll get you at least 2 hats, right? So $50 gift certificate to all campus in Ocean City, New Jersey. And you can go on their website, allcampusoc.com. Use discount code Keps Korner for 15% off. Obviously, you can see it right down there for your team hats.
It's just gonna be cold tomorrow. No snow. Gonna be a little chilly. That's it.
All right, good. No snow. No snow's a positive. So
I would love to watch a snow game. It might,
my forces will still throw 40 times. Scores are already coming in. Dylan, calm down. Then we're not doing 15-minute quarters, bro. We'll be here by the time the game starts tomorrow. Ryan Clifford.
Yeah, because all the presentation and whatnot.
Marquis says 24-18 Eagles. All right. DB 31-17. I would assume that'd be Packers. K Money 24-10 Packers. Dylan's at 27-10. I'm gonna go 24-17 Eagles in Madden. That's my Madden score.
I'm gonna go 23-13 Eagles for the Madden sim.
So you guys get $150 worth of stuff if you nail this prediction right now from all campus and Philly drinkers. That's what we got for you. And we're doing this every Friday night, and we'll do some Sixers when that time comes and have some fun with that. Well, a little fun here. We're going to have a little fun.
John Coyle, I know you hear me. I need a Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia shirt. All right, make it happen.
Yeah, John, you got like 7,000 of them. He might have his whole store might be covered. Oh my God, this chair.
Wearing the all whites. No, everybody likes to know what uniform they're wearing.
Screenshot your scores, guys. Screenshot your scores so you have them.
Dynamic offense. We got Ertz and Goddard on the field. Single back. Little 2-yard gain for Miles Sanders off the right side.
So $150 free merch from not only all campus in Ocean City, but as well as Philly drinkers, and get yourself A2D stuff as well. So get your scores in last minute to get them in.
Single back trips.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that was. What was
that?
I want to commentate. Did you guys, anybody hear the commentators commentating the game last week? Just completely just crapping all over the play calls. And then when Carson threw that interception, and there's the interception. That's what the announcer said. And there's the interception. Look at that dot by Carson right to Kevin King for a pick. Kevin King makes a phenomenal play on the football there, cut in front of Alshon Jeffrey. Here comes Aaron Rodgers after a turnover by Carson Wentz in the first drive of the game. 3 plays in, Aaron Rodgers is talking to Devontae Adams. Aaron Jones. We're going to see. Oh, man.
The accuracy. Not a Carson, obviously, of Madden. Let the spin party begin.
That was an absolute laser for the tight end from Aaron Rodgers. 2nd and 2. That never lies. Yo.
That took my hand off in Jersey.
I put it in the pocket, staring at his first option. Oh, my goodness. Carson Wentz hate is real. Not ready to give up on him just yet. Not.
Either.
There's an Aaron Rodgers-esque quick release of the football across the middle to the tight end. Mercedes Lewis feels like he's been in the league 50 years, still catching footballs. I remember the buzz about him coming out of college when he went playing for Jacksonville, and he never really played up to his potential in Jacksonville.
Never did. Well, really got good at Madden early on too. If you ever ran with the Jags today when they first had him, he made a lot of plays in Madden too. Mercedes, but no,
second and 9, 1 yard gain for Aaron Jones on the inside zone.
Never really lived up to it. That's going to be another conversation. Do we do a good job stopping, Jones and Jamal Williams? I mean, that's also a little bit of a task. They run the football well too.
He's a nice tackle there for Nicole Roby-Coleman and Jalen Mills combining on a tackle. 3rd and 5, big third down early in the game, down to the 34-yard line. Packers are in field goal range. They've got one of the best kickers in the league. Definitely in field goal range for Mason Crosby. And the Eagles get off the field here. 3rd and 5. They're manned up across the board. Single high safety. No pass rush. Across the middle. Nice throw there to that Valdez Scantling with the first down. Yes, number 83. Nice little throw there from Aaron Rodgers. Down to the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 in the red zone here for the Packers. This week every week they've been releasing, Madden has been releasing Madden's top 50 players, like in Madden history. And this week Aaron Rodgers was one of them. I just picked him up. He is pretty nasty in the game. So he's my quarterback in an Eagles uniform right now, believe it or not.
I know shit.
Oh my God. He rolls out, finds Devontae Adams. Nice throw there from Aaron Rodgers. Down to the 1. 5 of 5 for 47 yards on this drive for Aaron Rodgers.
That's
5 passes, 1 run.
It's kind of crazy ball he completes too.
Yeah, Avonte Maddox just looks he looks deflated. He looks defeated. He got that pass interference call on him was awful. That was not pass interference. And that was a big play in the game too, because it was like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and it gave them a first down. And I think they put the game away on the very next play. But it sucks for him because I like Avonte Maddox. I like his personality. I like the way he carries himself, but he's just not lived up to what we thought he was going to be as a corner. And then that's what I want to talk about earlier when we talk about first round misses. They weren't first round misses, because if you look at Sidney Jones right now, we didn't take him in. Did we take him in the first? And there's a touchdown for Aaron Rodgers. I was going to say Jordy Nelson because it's number 87, but it's not Jordy Nelson. It is Sternberger, their tight end. But if you look at Sidney Jones, how well he's playing like one of the best corners in the league. Look at Nelson Aguilar. Look at Nelson Aguilar just on fire for the Raiders. So maybe they did select decent guys in the draft, and they just didn't work out here.
Could be.
So that could be attributed to how they were used, how Jim Schwartz used Sidney Jones, how Doug used Nelson. So that's another indictment of the coaching staff. Extra point is up and good. 7-0 Green Bay. Carson Wentz talking to the offense over there on the sideline. I like to see it. You like to see that. Yeah, Sidney Jones was a second round. He was a first round talent, but because of his injury, he still shouldn't have been drafted. I don't think anybody would have drafted him. I honestly don't think anybody would have drafted him coming off an Achilles injury like that, because people knew he wasn't going to play, and we still took him in a second round. Yeah. But he's playing his ass off now. He's playing like a first round talent, like he was projected to be. He was a top 10 guy coming out of college if he wouldn't have got hurt.
Yeah, he was.
So a lot of guys are like, "Oh yeah,
just run into the little boys' room. I'll be right back."
All right. Nelson was just mentally defeated. The fans ate him alive. Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, Mr. Motley, Marcus Motley. He He definitely wasn't. That was definitely a Marquez Fultz type situation. He wasn't all there between the ears. He tried to play it off, and I know the organization had him seeing a sports psychologist or sports therapist or something to help him out with all that. But you got to be a certain breed to play in the city. We all know that. It takes a certain type of person to be a Philadelphia fan. It takes a certain type of person to play for Philadelphia fans. Yeah, where were you at when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? Don, I was in North Carolina. I watched it. I was born and raised in Reading. I have a lot of family in South Philly, a lot of friends in South Jersey, Delaware. I grew up, spent many summers in South Philly. So I am Philadelphia through and through, every sport, 4 for 4, ride or die, everything Philadelphia, the soul, everything. But I've lived down here since February of 2008. So obviously in October 2008, the Phillies won the World Series. I made it back home for that parade. And I was supposed to go up for the Super Bowl parade and the Super Bowl celebration. So I told my wife, hey, it's on Tuesday. Take off Tuesday. We'll drive up. We'll drive back. We'll do the whole thing. And they changed it to Wednesday. And at the time, my wife was not a supervisor, so she couldn't change her day off. So I ended up missing the parade. But I sat. I'm a streamer, so I had at the time I had 3 monitors. I watched the celebration and the parade and everything from every different news channel that was broadcasting it back home on 3 different monitors. So it was like I was there. But no, I do. I miss home. I miss food. I miss the food. I miss the atmosphere. Obviously the sports atmosphere is different down here. North Carolina is way different. Yeah, they had excuses for DK. And the Eagles are gonna go 3 and out, 4th and 17. Yeah, man. My father passed away 2 days after Christmas in 2011. So he was not alive for their Super Bowl. So there's clips on my Twitch channel. I actually streamed me watching the Super Bowl. I had people over. And I celebrated after the strip sack. I went nuts after the strip sack. And then when that Hail Mary fell to the ground and we had won the Super Bowl, all I could do was just get on my knees and cry because all I thought about was my dad. Because my dad is obviously being a Philly fan, it's a family heirloom. You pass it down from generation to generation. My dad raised me the right way. Love Philly and hate everybody else. So I've instilled that in my sons as well. My oldest son was born in Reading, and then we moved down here right before he turned a year old. And then I have a 4-year-old son with my wife now who I've instilled in that too. He's been saying Cowboys suck since he was 2 years old. He's 4. So I've instilled that in my sons as well. But all I could think about was my dad my dad was born in 1954. So he was 6 years old in 1960. They didn't really remember the Eagles championship in 1960. So as many of us probably did, I'm one of the ones that cried when that clock hit 0 and we won a championship. Got me a replica Super Bowl ring. Got as much Super Bowl merchandise as I could get my hands on. That's going to do it for the first quarter. 7-0 Green Bay after 1. On a pass from Aaron Rodgers to Sternberger. Carson Wentz already has an interception. They just went 3 and out on their last possession. Started the second quarter. Packers up 7-0. Oh, I want that. What happened there? Did we get a pick? TJ Edwards, that's 2 weeks in a row in the Madden simulation that TJ Edwards comes up with an interception. TJ Edwards with a huge pick there. Nice play there from TJ Edwards. Playing the zone coverage, playing that hook curl, dropping back into the seam. Pass intended for Devontae Adams. TJ Edwards with the interception. Eagles are going to take over the own 43. Great field position to start this drive. See if the Eagles offense can get something together. There's Travis Fulgham, who's been non-existent for at least the last 4 weeks now. He was lighting the league on fire, you know, big time #1 sales and jersey sales. And there's a nice little pass across the middle. We got a Zach Ertz sighting. Carson Wentz to Zach Ertz. Big play there for the Eagles on first down. So were you pro Foles or pro Wentz? I love Nick Foles because he won us a Super Bowl, but he's not the quarterback Carson Wentz is. And he's shown that in Chicago. He's not. He's just not. So it was sad to see Foles go because I knew he would have been a viable backup in case we needed him, obviously, because he did it 2 years in a row. But Carson Wentz is far and away a better quarterback than Nick Foles is. Carson Wentz keeps it. Should have gave it to Miles Sanders up the middle. Instead, Carson Wentz keeps it. No gain. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles on a 41-yard line. 5:25 remaining in the first half. Eagles trailing 7-0 on a touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers. Sternberger, one of their many tight ends that they have. Moved to Greensboro. I used to play baseball in Greensboro. Off the left side here, Miles Sanders off the left side. Nice little gain there on 2nd and 10. 3 rushes for 11 yards for Miles Sanders. 3rd and 3 for the Eagles on the 35. Hope everybody's enjoying the simulation. We do this every Saturday night, 7 to 9. All Campus OC is our sponsor, allcampusoc.com. They are a hat and apparel store in the Ocean City Boardwalk, located between 10th and 11th Street. Head on over there to allcampusoc.com. Use code Keps Korner for 15% off your purchase. Richard Rodgers, Mr. Reliable, catching the ball on 3rd and 3. First down, 11-yard reception for Richard Rodgers. Down to the 24. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. First 2 times we did this simulation, the Eagles lost. And then last week we did a simulation. They actually beat the Seahawks in the simulation. So I said, okay, well, maybe that's a sign of things to come. It was not. So if they lose this simulation, doesn't mean we're losing the game. If they win this simulation, doesn't mean we're winning the game. Deuce close here for the Eagles. And we're running a jet sweep to Zach Ertz for 2 yards. Four minutes remaining in the first half. I hope Tom didn't fall in. Shotgun. Carson Wentz crossed the middle. Nice find. That's Dallas Goedert fighting down to the 3-yard line. Dallas Goedert fighting. Carson Wentz was 4 of 6, 42 yards in that one pick. Love me some Dallas Goedert. And I think that's why if the organization decides to part ways with Zach Ertz, I think the Eagles are fine at tight end. Dallas Goedert has shown that he can play the position, he can catch, he can block, he can run, he's tough. Yeah, did you get a chance to watch Randall Cunningham? Oh yes, Don. I have quite a few starting lineup figures that are up on my bookshelf. Love Randall Cunningham. I have a Randall Cunningham jersey. I have quite a bit Randall Cunningham memorabilia. Loved Randall Cunningham. He was my favorite player until Brian Dawkins. Fake jet sweep inside zone of Miles Sanders goes nowhere. 2nd and goal from the 5 now coming up. But yes, Randall Cunningham is my top 3 Philadelphia Eagles of all time. Brian Dawkins is obviously number 1. But yes, I loved Randall Cunningham. Actually, not too long ago, I passed down my jersey that I had when I was a kid to my 14-year-old son. One of those old school mesh football jerseys. Oh, nice little find to Alshon on the slant. Carson finds Alshon. Looked like the play last year on that Thursday night game where Carson Wentz found Alshon on a slant down in that same area of the end zone as well. That's gonna tie the game up, barring the extra point. Nice little find. He cooked Kevin King on a slant. Alshon with the touchdown catch. They should have traded Ertz last year. No, they should not have traded Ertz because they didn't know. They didn't know what was about to transpire. They didn't know he was going to be upset with contract, and they were probably blindsided. To be honest, I mean the fan base is blindsided by that. We didn't think Zach Ertz was that type of guy. Sean Taylor better than Brian Dawkins? It's hard to say. Could he have been? Probably, but we don't. I mean, we don't know because his life was tragically cut short. So, if Sean Taylor, if that didn't happen, he probably very well could have been the best safety to ever play football. But when you think Sean Taylor, what do you think? I know the first thing that comes to mind is him lighting up a punter in the Pro Bowl. Yeah, Marquise, and that sometimes that hinders Goddard because there's been times where he's fumbled. So you gotta take the good with the bad with Goddard. And with Ertz, he's not gonna fight for extra yards. You can breathe on him, he's gonna go down. But that's the thing you gotta think about with Goddard is he's very susceptible to fumbling the ball because of him fighting for extra yards all the time. But yeah, I mean, I can't say anything bad about Sean Taylor. The guy was ridiculous. The size of a linebacker and the speed of a corner. He was just insane. Oh, errant throw there from Aaron Rodgers. Had him wide open too. Probably still be running if he hits him on that slant. 2nd and 10. 2:49 remaining in the first half. The Eagles did get the ball to start the game, so the Packers will get the ball to start the second half. Aaron Rodgers, fake draw, drops back. Nice little find there. The Mercedes Lewis, Alex Singleton in coverage. And as good as Alex Singleton's been in the run game and crazy tackle numbers, he's definitely not good in coverage. So look for that tomorrow with him in coverage on Mercedes Lewis and their stable of tight ends. Oh, that was beautiful, Don. That snow game was incredible. My middle brother was at that game. I got to watch it on TV, but that's one of the most memorable Eagles games I've watched in my life. Obviously, the other, being the Super Bowl and then the Giants game in 2010 when Deshaun Jackson returned that punt. 7-7 here. It's going to be the 2-minute warning. Best cornerback to ever play for the Eagles is Eric Allen. I'd say Eric Allen. I don't know. The Eagles have had some pretty good DBs. Even back in the day, they had some pretty good DBs. But I remember Eric Allen, Bobby Taylor. Bobby Taylor was really good. Troy Vincent was really good. Asante Samuel, obviously. The Eagles, they've had a handful of really good DBs. Not Nnamdi Asomugha, not named Nnamdi Asomugha. Yeah, so you guys are going to be bringing in names here. Yeah, we're definitely not talking about Nnamdi. Nnamdi is great in Madden. Nnamdi Asomugha is one heck of a corner in Madden. One of the biggest free agent signings in Eagles history ended up just disappearing after he got here. You were at the game also? Yeah, my brother was at that game. 5 wide here for the Packers. 2nd and 2. Nice little find there. Lazard, is that Lazard? That kid is good. That kid, I think that kid is a really good wide receiver in the NFL. That Lazard kid. Timeout taken by the Green Bay Packers. Just over a minute to go on the 20-yard line. 7-7. Yeah, what a letdown, right, Mike? Yeah, I'm gonna go Eric Allen too, Greg. Yeah. But yeah, Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown held their own too now. Lito Shepherd and Al Harris. You got it. Asante Samuel's in that conversation too. Asante was really good. Oh, and okay, Joseph Horakowski there says Sheldon Brown, Lito Shepherd. And Bobby Taylor was on that team as well. They had Bobby Taylor, Lito Shepherd, and Sheldon Brown all at the same time. Remember that secondary? Sheldon Brown, Lito Shepherd, Bobby Taylor, Quentin Michael, Brian Dawkins, obviously. Herm Edwards. Miracle at the Meadowlands. Oh, nice tackle. Nice tackle stopping Mercedes Lewis short of the end zone. EJ Biggers. Why is nobody saying Bradley Fletcher? Or what's his name? Kerry Williams. Why is no one saying Bradley Fletcher and Kerry Williams? What the hell's wrong with y'all? And that's going to be a nice little dot across the middle to Mercedes Lewis. TJ Edwards was in coverage. He got cooked by Mercedes Lewis for the touchdown. 13-7 Barney. It's going to be 14-7 Packers. Looks like the Eagles are going to be going into the locker room down at half, and the Packers getting the second half kickoff.
Greg, I did have trouble getting out of the chair. It was definitely an issue.
Michael Lewis. Yep. Michael Lewis, Joseph. Yep. Michael Lewis was an animal too. We're talking Eagles corners. Best Eagles corner in Eagles history.
Best Eagles corners?
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Lito and Sheldon, obviously Troy and Bobby. I
was a huge Eric Allen guy.
Love Eric Allen. Loved me some Eric Allen.
Somebody said EJ Biggers.
EJ Biggers. Nandi.
No, I said anybody not named Namdi.
That's probably the easiest one of all time. I liked Michael Lewis though, Joe. Michael Lewis could play for a second.
Oh, him and Brian Dawkins back there. Laying the wood on people.
David, every Friday, Fan Friday, you can DM us and we'll send you out the link, brother. You can go on and join us.
But 25 seconds to go in the first half. Eagles trailing 14-7. While you were gone, Carson Wentz found Alshon across the middle on a slant inside the 5. And then the defense gives up a long drive there.
Oh,
Green
yeah.
Bay will be receiving the second half kickoff.
I was watching like you know what I mean? Like it was real. Like it wasn't Madden.
Single back bunch. Throw a drag pass to Jalen Reagor.
See what they call
Wes Hopkins. Oh yeah, Wes Hopkins, Andre Waters. Those are throwbacks, man. You don't see guys like that anymore.
Dirty Andre Waters.
You don't see guys like you guys know Andre Waters played without a pinky toe? Or no, it was a big toe. He played without a big toe. He had to get his big toe amputated. Byron Maxwell, good Lord. Some of the biggest misses in free agent history have been Eagles corners.
Byron Maxwell couldn't cover me or you.
Kerry Williams was an awful signing.
Yeah, Kerry Williams did a lot of talking. A lot of playing.
Now, if he played half as well as how good he talked, he'd have been an all-pro every year. Carson all day to throw. Spins out. Throws it to the third row. 10 seconds remaining on the 46. They have a timeout remaining. Could dial up a dot here downfield to get into field goal range. See what happens. No Eagles receiver could get open. Shotgun 5 wide for the Eagles here. Let's see if Carson can find somebody downfield. He throws an in route to Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor fights down to the 39. Are they going to try a 56-yarder? Best Eagles quarterback, Donovan McNabb. As much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, Don. Definitely.
It's not even close. I mean, if you want to talk old school guys, obviously, the old school guys.
If Randall never got hurt, he'd be in that conversation even more. Because Randall's just a freak.
There it is, 56.
Oh, my God.
Not even close. We're going to go into the half down 14-7.
Yeah, Ryan, we felt like we were getting Byron Maxwell from Seattle. And yep, he couldn't cover his grandmother in a wheelchair.
No, he couldn't. I mean, we put him in man coverage. He's not a man coverage guy. It seems like we we ruined Nnamdi. Nnamdi was not for whatever reason, we brought Nnamdi in to play zone. He's not a zone corner. And it's just funny how, a lot of us fans think we know everything, but if we're sitting at home and we know Nnamdi Asomugha is not a zone corner, he's a man shut down, followed a bet. Same with, some of these guys on the team now. We know what the players' strengths are. Why do the coaches not know?
I don't get it because, coaches just don't want to. Some coaches just never want to adjust to players' talents. They just want to be like, oh, it's my system, and you're either going to play my system or you're not.
No, Byron Maxwell definitely benefited from having Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and Richard Sherman on the same field. Those are individual talents. Byron Maxwell just so happened to benefit. There was another guy, too, that was on that team. The Legion, their secondary was insane.
There was their nickel corner was a good player, too. I
yeah.
It was. But, yeah, I mean, there's a reason they were the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell they were. Doesn't matter. And, yeah, you're right. You're right, James. Every NFL coach is an egomaniac. So it's the ones that draft guys for their system, or at least evaluate guys ahead of time that fit their system and not just sign guys if they're not willing to change. Rome, my prediction for this game was, what'd I say, 24-17 Eagles? It's not looking good.
You think the Steelers go undefeated?
It's so hard to, but in the way 2020's been, I'll say sure. The way this year's turned out, yeah. I'll say yep.
I'm guessing Reggie White is the best Eagles player ever. I mean, that it could be argued, but he's in the conversation. He's in the conversation with guys like Chuck Bednarik. And when you're talking Eagles history, there's been some really good Eagles players. A lot of people don't know the history of the Eagles because, that's a long time ago in the 60s and the 50s and 60s, and in the 40s. They had some players.
Yeah, Reggie was the best Eagles player that I've ever seen in my history of watching the Eagles. Probably the best the end in NFL history, in my opinion. And a guy who could have been better than him in a crazy way could have been Jerome Brown. The saddest story ever in sports. I mean, you want to talk in terms of talent, just gone. I mean, them two were wrecked havoc when they played together. Rome, in real life, what did I have? I think I had 27-24 Eagles.
Oof.
Oh, my
God. Greg Ward gets clapped.
He's dead.
How well did Wentz do? And Chip Kelly said Wentz wasn't around for Chip Kelly.
The guys who did play in Chip Kelly's offense, quarterback-wise, for the most part, played well. I mean, Bradford played well for the most part in his offense. He just got hurt every year. Chip's offense wasn't the problem. Chip was the problem.
Yep, Chip was the problem.
Lawrence Taylor was a linebacker, Dylan. Thought you were a Giants fan. Maybe paralyzed. Greg Ward's paralyzed on the field.
Little draw play there to Miles Sanders up to the 28, 4-yard gain. 5 rushes for 13 yards isn't going to get it done, Doug. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, but T.O.'s not better than Reggie White. I'm sorry. Reggie White's arguably the best player ever at his position.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of people argue Bruce Smith.
Yeah, Bruce was great. Was Bruce's nickname the Minister of Defense?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just give him. I mean, that's like one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Like one of like it's a Minister of Defense. Like shit. I mean, you're the best.
His club arm when the way he would throw offensive linemen off of him.
Jinx. Ew. I mean, get upfield. Get upfield.
And then last year they had to throw in, Derek Barnett made a couple plays last week, and then to throw in that Derek Barnett broke Reggie White's sack record at Tennessee. Derek Barnett shows flashes of being really good, and then he'll disappear, and then he'll have boneheaded penalties, and he does look good a lot of the time. What? I don't know what's going on. Okay. Attaboy, Carson. Taking unnecessary sack. 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Rome. That's probably a more realistic score than what I got.
Of course, yeah, Marquise. He ran a lot of that outside zone stuff instead of inside zone. We all knew that. We all knew that. And DeMarco Murray hated it. That's why DeMarco Murray got out of here so fast.
Yeah, and the other side of it was so much wear and tear the year before. I mean, he led the league in carries, led the league in rushing, and then, he's almost like set up to have like a little bit of a down year, and then we didn't help him out any. Like a combo fuck. That's what it felt like. Excuse my language on that one, but that's exactly how it felt like.
Carson Wentz spins out of the pocket again. He's going to take another sack. 4th and 23. Yeah, I'd be pissed too, Doug. I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, Reggie was a guy, Ryan, it was hard not to root for, right? JP, you're going to put John Runyon ahead of Reggie White? I don't. I love John Runyon. I mean, Hall of Fame tackle. Nobody's denying that. But, wow.
Might as well just throw Trey Thomas up there.
Yeah, love Trey too. Not better than Reggie. And I think both of them guys would tell you that. Like, you know what I mean? Like the guys that you're going to tell me are going to say, if you ask them, they will tell you Reggie. Anybody you ask in the Eagles organization that's played here will tell you is Reggie White. You might get somebody tell you Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
And it's an arguable one because it's like one of the best safeties in NFL history. But you're talking about the best end in NFL history.
Yeah. Like hands down the best defensive end in history.
Like Michael Strahan wasn't better than him.
No.
Bruce Smith wasn't better than him. Because he did it all. He did it all. He was a big man. He was a big man with speed and power. And my God, he stopped the run well. He did everything well.
Nice play there for Brandon Graham. 2nd and 10, no gain on that carry. But then, again, you get a lot of the older guys. You'll hear Chuck Bednarik, Pete Pehos, Norm Van Brocklin, Steve Van Buren. You're gonna hear names that you're like, who the hell are those guys? Tommy McDonald. Yeah. Harold Carmichael was a great wide receiver. Wilbert Montgomery was a good running back. You're gonna hear a lot of guys. You're gonna hear a lot of names from the old days.
Now, Doc Soul was on Match Rome. But what I'll tell you is you didn't get a chance to see Reggie play. Reggie Soul, same way, man.
Yep.
Same way. So, like, they're two guys that had that energy. Jay, Seth Joyner's a great Eagle. I mean, no question about it. No question about it, and I love Seth. An underrated Eagle that always got hurt a lot. It seemed like that everybody forgets about. Byron Evans was a good linebacker here that people forget about, like with me growing up. Like every year, like Byron Evans would have, our defense would be good, and then Byron Evans would get hurt. It was him and Randall would get hurt like the same time every year.
Like there's no reason we shouldn't have won a Super Bowl in the 90s with that defense.
The defense, and like Randall was so freaking good. He just got hurt every year. Every year he got hurt. It was like week 4, Cap. It was like you could just predict it. Week 4, week 5, his ACL would tear, and he still would come back and be able to run around like it never tore.
And I cried every time.
Me too. But yeah, like Rome, Dawkins, and if you watch Dawkins play, it's almost like you watch Reggie play just from a different position. If that's fair to say.
The most heartbreaking loss for me, hands down, is the Fog Bowl.
See, what was that? 80,
89.
Yeah. See, I was just so young.
I was 8 years old, but that's my first vivid memory of the Eagles was the Fog Bowl.
Well, we were the same age then.
And then you could probably throw in there that Monday night game where Coy Detmer botched the snap on the field goal.
Chris Bonial.
Yep.
Chris Bonial. Yo, I got grounded for 2 weeks. I swear to God. But I love that my mom come on one time and tell that story, like because my uncle was a Crumb Cowboys fan and my cousin was a Crumb Cowboys fan, and every time they would whoop our ass like they always did, the phone would start ringing, and I don't know, I lost it because we never could beat them.
I remember that too because I got in trouble because I woke up and I went back downstairs to watch the rest of the game, and because at that age, I forget how old I was, but obviously had school the next day, and I was supposed to be in bed, and I got in trouble because I just stomped up the stairs cussing. Because like I take it like how I take it now, because after an Eagles loss, I have to get in front of a bunch of people and play Madden and entertain people, and then people, like I hang on every loss because I know people are going to talk shit to me. I know it. So when we lined up for that field goal, I'm like, yes, I get to go to school tomorrow and talk shit. I get to go to school tomorrow and do it instead of having it talk to me. Exactly. And I was so mad.
Exactly. It all played a part in us getting in trouble when we were young. The Eagles had a lot of part of me being grounded. The best game, I'll throw another one in here for fun. The best game I've ever been to, I know you mentioned some games, was I was at the divisional game against the Falcons in 2017. And that freaking atmosphere because of the goal line stands, right? Like, you know what I mean? Everything that went in the game, the ball off Neal's knee, like it was such a weird game, and that stop, like fumble.
Okay, TJ Edwards, Johnny on the spot. He has a pick this game and a fumble recovery now.
That game was just.
I mean,
special.
There's a lot of heartbreaking. I mean, the Buccaneers NFC Championship game. I still see Rondé Barber running the other direction.
Oh yeah, there was games that broke my heart. That Atlanta game though made up.
Obviously, the Super Bowl in 04. Obviously, that's a given.
Yeah, Super Bowl in 04, but the 2017 run, but being able to be at one of them playoff games made it even better. You know what I mean? Because sometimes just like watching on TV is one thing, but the atmosphere of a playoff game, something completely different. And being able to be there and just like when we beat Atlanta, like we just all had a feeling we were going. It was crazy.
I was in the Marine Corps for the Tampa Bay one, and I remember showing up to formation the next morning. We were on a Liberty, like a 72 or 96 or something. So we showed up to formation in our civilian clothes, and I wore my McNabb jersey, and I put masking tape over the nab part and wrote choke, so it was McChoke. I remember that. Just so I didn't take a lot of razzing from the guys in my platoon and stuff, because I knew it was going to happen. And oh man, and the best game that I've been at, that I was ever at live, was when we won the division against the Giants. And I remember because that game cost me like $700 because I was in the Marine Corps. I drove home. I got my little brother. We drove down. We scalped tickets, 700 level tickets, $100 a piece. Food, T-shirts. Now, this is the first time I had ever drove to a game by myself with my little brother. I parked in the CVS parking lot across the street from the vet. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to park there. I didn't know. I'm walking past people. They're parked there. They're tailgating in the CVS parking lot. No big deal. Oh, we come out from the game. I buy some more T-shirts, some novelty things, whatever. And that was the game where we were in the end zone where I think it was Quentin Michael tackled the Giants player at like the 5-yard line as time ran out to win the game, and they won the division.
I remember that one.
And I get to the CVS parking lot and the car's gone. Well, because I wasn't allowed to park there, so it got towed. We're walking around. We're like, yo, what do we do now? What do we do now? So I look at the sign. I see where it's towed. I walk to the bus stop. We hop on the bus. I tell the bus driver what happens. The bus driver takes us down, drops us off right outside of Temple. And he's like, yeah, it's around here somewhere. I was like, all right, thanks. So me and my brother, it's, like 9 o'clock at night or something. A cop car pulls up. You guys aren't from around here, are you? Well, no shit. Me and my little brother was standing on the corner, and he's like, where you guys got to go? So I tell him the car was towed. He's like, all right, get in. Me and my little brother hop in the back of a police cruiser. They take us to where it was towed to. They didn't even stay with us. They dropped us off. It's pitch black dark. There's one little light above where the window where the car was towed to. So me and my brother we're scared out of our minds. We don't know where the hell we're at. We don't know what's going on. Nobody's answering the window to get my car out. It cost me $400 to get the car out of where it was towed to.
Jeez.
That game cost me like $700.
At least you got a division title out of it.
We both ended up getting pneumonia too because we had our shirts off the whole fourth quarter and it was cold as hell.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Oh, what a dot from Carson to Zach Ertz. Cross body.
Wow, did he just make that throw? Woo! Man, we could use a game from Zach Ertz like this one.
3.5 remaining in the game, barring the extra point. The Eagles are going to tie it up. Don, you remember the beating the Lions took one year in the wild card against the Eagles? You remember that?
That was another way, Don.
The Lions were talking all kinds of stuff leading up to that game. I think it was Herman Moore was talking all kinds of mess.
Yep, Herman Moore. Man, they had the lefty quarterback. Oh shit,
Scott Mitchell.
Scott Mitchell. Yeah, I was at Barry. Who was their other wide receiver?
Johnny Morton.
Another good one. Yep. They challenged.
What do we got here? They challenging? They challenging it?
They did, but it looks like the feet are down. I don't see anything different here.
Nope, I was born in 94. Good Lord.
Babies. No, you didn't get to witness that ass kicking.
14-14, 3.5 minutes to go. Aaron Rodgers has a pick to TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards just recovered a fumble there that led to that touchdown drive.
Jay, hopefully he's not butthurt anymore, brother. You know what I mean? Hopefully he's had a little awakening when he's sitting the pine. Not sitting the pine because there's something wrong, but being injured.
Remember Lions Eagles Thanksgiving game? Oh man. Yeah, me too. That was a terrible Thanksgiving. I remember the year before Thanksgiving though when we beat the crap out of Cowboys though. Mark Sanchez beat the crap out of Cowboys. That was when my wife and her family got a taste of me watching Eagles football because we had Thanksgiving at her grandmother's.
That's when you really find out about a guy, right? You know what I mean? I tell my wife, you really find out about me even more when you surround me around your family during a big game.
During the Eagles. Ertz is auditioning for his next team. It very well could be.
Let's hope, man. Audition for something. Audition for something.
Let's go. Team on your back. Prove yourself. Like I said, if we do lose him, I'm very, very confident in Dallas Goedert. He's more of a tight end anyway. Ertz is like a, like a hybrid type guy.
Mm.
I'm a Philly guy, so I like those tough guys. And we know Zach Ertz, he'd rather play two-hand touch than get tackled.
For sure. He'll get open all the time. That's about it.
Only thing with Goddard is because he likes to fight for those yards, he's susceptible to turning the ball over and fumbling. which he's shown quite a few times. He gets that under control. He'd probably be one of the best tight ends in the league. Ingram's not. Ingram can't run a route to save his life. Ingram's fast and has suspect hands. He's not. I mean, he's a decent tight end, but he's not. He's not what you think he is, Dylan. And I respect you riding with your guy, but
he hasn't put it all together yet, Dill. You know what I mean? That's the problem here. You talk about Evan Ingram. Got all the talent in the world. Nobody's going to debate that.
That was an easy run up the middle. There was no defense. There was no defensive line to stop an inside zone. That was an easy play call. Yeah, First and 10. We're coming up on a 2-minute warning. Green Bay driving.
Question for the fan: did the Eagles even get the ball back in this game right here?
Well, we'll see. Who remembers? That's one of the best things. That's probably one of the best, other than the Super Bowl, probably one of the best games I've ever watched. I remember it too, man. Like it was yesterday. I was watching it with my son and little neighbor kid come over. Oh, nice little dot across the middle. Did Valdez Scaling 2-minute warning. And I almost turned the game off at halftime. I was like, this is over. And I almost turned it off when Kevin Boss caught that ball to put him up 17. And I was like, oh, this is ugly. And the next thing you know, I'm locked in. And then I didn't even see Deshaun Jackson cross the goal line. I had already run out of my house, my little duplex apartment, and I was just running up and down the street yelling, waving my Eagles blanket in the air, just going nuts. Neighbors coming out to see what the hell was going on.
Jay, I think they can get maybe not a third, maybe a fourth. I don't know. I don't know at this point. It's hard to give value for players in the NFL. We'll say maybe a third, though.
For
Ertz.
Oh, good play there from Fletcher Cox. Gets into the backfield, stops him for a 5-yard loss. 3rd and 7 from the 35. They're in field goal range. Big third down here. And the Eagles hold them to a field goal, get the ball back with 2 timeouts. You know they're going to put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands here. Look for the first down. No way they run it. And I'm wrong. They run inside zone. DJ Edwards comes up, smacks down Aaron Jones. They're going to take another timeout. It's going to set the beautiful sky there in Wisconsin. 4th and 5 from the 33. This is going to be a 50-yard field goal attempt for Mason Crosby. Light work for this guy. Let's see if he can put it through the uprights. If not, the Eagles will have great field position with 1 timeout remaining and a minute 24 on the clock. Lining up for a 50-yard attempt. Left hash. Kick is up. And it's no good.
Wow.
Big miss there from Mason Crosby. Just missed it wide left. Pushed it just a little bit. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. $15 of 19, 157, and 2 touchdowns for Carson Wentz. Jalen Reagor's feeling it. 40-yard line, 1 timeout remaining, a minute and 20 remaining in the game. Gun stack here, 2 tight ends. Miles Sanders out in motion, wide left. Carson Wentz throws across the middle. Christian Kirksey.
Bill, you're back, Bill. You're back. I'll go send you a shirt anyway, Bill, but you're back. Oh, my God, what a terrible ball. Wow.
Oh, that was a terrible miscommunication. The tight end ran a zig route. Carson threw it like he was throwing a stop or a curl. And Christian Kirksey picks it all. Green Bay gets the ball back. 3 timeouts remaining at the 39-yard line. Not trading Wentz. It's not happening. I formation. Oh, okay. Rodney McLeod comes up. Stops him down at the 38. No gain. Actually, loss of 1. I don't know what Green Bay's doing. This will be a 56-yarder from here. It doesn't seem like they're in a hurry. They got 3 timeouts, under a minute remaining.
They'll probably throw right here and get a big play.
Single back. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends for the Packers here. Devontae Adams in motion. Fake jet sweep. Oh, Davion Taylor coming up, sticking Aaron Jones. 3rd and 9 with 37. This will be a 54-yard field goal. Timeout, Packers. 3rd and 9, 31 seconds remaining. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight's show. Every week, 7 to 9, we go over the Eagles' previous week. We preview this week's matchup, and then we do a nice little simulation with Madden 21. I'm your host, Keps Korner, brought to you by All Campus OC. At an apparel shop, Ocean City Boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street. Head on over to allcampusoc.com. Use code Keps Korner for 15% off the purchase. And that's going to get it down to the 29-yard line. 4th and inches. Probably going to let the clock run down, take a timeout. Mason Crosby is going to attempt a 46-yard field goal for the game. Yeah, them cutting Will Parks, I think they like what they've seen from Kayvon, I guess. Good blocking up front from Green Bay there. They had, I don't know what the Eagles front was doing there, but that's a nice little gain. Definitely puts them in field goal range now.
Here comes 17-14.
Clock running still. Appreciate that, Don. Here it is. 46-yarder. Kick is up. And he puts it through, and the Green Bay Packers are going to squeak out an ugly game against our Philadelphia Eagles. 17-14. Doug is pissed. He should be.
Wow.
This is our 4th week. The Eagles are 1-3 in Madden. They're 0-3 as of right now over these past 3 weeks. Tomorrow, let's see if they can get a win against the Packers. It's going to be tough. This game was ugly. Carson Wentz throws 2 costly interceptions. Defense played well. Came up with a couple turnovers of their own, a pick and a fumble recovery. And Packers fans will be happy. Packers are playing good football. Packers are playing good football. We'll see what the Eagles can do tomorrow against this offense.
If he throws that kind of pick cap tomorrow, oh man. Wow.
Yeah, that was definite miscommunication between him and the tight end. It looked like Goddard ran a zig and Carson threw the hook or the curl. Says here Carson was 157 yards, 75% completion percentage, but two interceptions. A-Rod was 86.3 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Eagles had 15 rushing yards in the simulation. That's not going to get it done in a simulation or in a. They got to run the football tomorrow. Point blank period. I'm going to be Marquise. I'm going to be Marquise for tomorrow. We need to run the football. We need to get Miles Sanders going. We need to get Jordan Howard going. Throw Boston Scott in there. Throw Huntley in there. I don't care. Run the football tomorrow. Because Carson Wentz is not playing well lately. We need to run the football tomorrow.
No, I got to help him out. Bill, inbox me, Bill. Inbox me your number. I mean your address. And I'll get you something out. I think he has.
I'll take the 100. What the? Tis the season.
Right?
On that merch website, is there Giants merch? I believe so. With the shortage of toilet paper, I'm pretty sure we could get you some Giants merch to wipe your butt with. That's what I would use it for. I don't think they win. I don't see it. Hey, one can dream. One can hope. It's the season of miracles. We got to win a football game. They got to go win a football game. They got to man up tomorrow, go into a historic place like Lambeau Field against Aaron Rodgers, and they've done it before. There's no reason they can't do it tomorrow. There's really no reason they can't win tomorrow. And I'm gonna say they either win a close one, like a game like this, they win a game like this, they win an ugly game, or they just completely get blown out. And it's one of those games where you're watching it and they switch to the Jaguars game or something. So
one or two for sure.
Yeah, they're either going to squeak out an ugly one or they're just going to get completely wasted. And then we're going to start talking about, all right, Jeffrey Lurie, when's the State of the Union? Because it's coming. If this play continues, it's coming. He's going to come out and say something. And who's to say he don't fire Doug with 4 games left? Who's to say that don't happen? Because if you can't get these guys up to play when there's still something to play for, then that's a lot to be said for the coaching staff and those guys in that locker room. So,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching football tomorrow. Enjoying some food, some beverage, and just watching football. And do I want to watch meaningful football? Yeah, but I'm not holding my breath. Not holding my breath right now. I enjoy talking Eagles football, and we're going to do this every week until the end of the season. And hopefully we have some great things to talk about next week. Because next week we play the Saints. So it doesn't get any easier. Now, they'll probably be without Drew Brees, like we were saying. So it might be a little easy. But nothing is easy in the NFL, especially the way this team's playing. So. But that's going to do it for this week's Keps Corner. Tom, I appreciate you as always, brother. If you need any help getting out of that chair, just hit that button.
This thing's crazy, man.
This show is not brought to you by Life Alert if Tom can't get out of his chair.
Yep.
But it was brought to you by All Campus OC. Make sure you guys check them out. 15% off Keps Corner and PhillyDrinkers.com. Philly Drinkers, 25% off A2D. So get you guys some stuff for the Christmas rush. Christmas is 20 days. It's Christmas in 20 days. This year has flown by, and I can't wait for this year to be done. And then we just throw it in the garbage. Throw this whole year away. Throw this whole year in the garbage. All of it. Football, basketball didn't count. Baseball didn't count. Football don't count. Football ain't going to count. Football's not going to count. The hell with it. Throw it all away. But you guys can check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/big_Kep13. Stream every day, 1 to 6, Monday through Friday. Come over there and check me out. You think I talk a lot here? Come on over there. I'll have you in stitches over there too. But nonetheless, we will see you guys next Saturday night. Be sure to tune in to A2D shows throughout the week on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope. Tom does a lot of these during the week. A lot of these shows every one of these shows was a different personality on it, and they're a blast. I enjoy tuning in. I don't chat because I tend to get carried away, so I just watch and shake my head and laugh. mostly at Tom.
Yep, I say a lot of stuff throughout the week.
I always look forward to the crumb too. I look forward to the crumb posts.
Yeah, I've been a lot of crumbs recently. Hopefully somebody does something.
Oh, that's going to do it. Make sure you guys tune in next week, 7 to 9. We'll be going over this game, simulation between the Eagles and the Saints. And until next time, man, y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Fly, Eagles, fly. Hopefully we get a win tomorrow. Until next time, y'all be safe. Be kind to one another. Much love and stay blessed. We're out.